Greetings Earth, back with another video. I'm gonna be giving continuation on Brazilian and the worldwide conspiracy. Every time we speak, there is a demon, there is a person that inhales demon, Satan's personality far away, usually on construction, and he or she or it will make noises and will send a lot of provocation about what we are saying or how we are doing, what we are doing. Every act of human being is monitored by them. Our sex life, our eating life, our habits, everything is monitored by them. And they make sure to let us know that they're watching. The government know, police know, everyone know, and everyone is cynical and they like it because people become kind of in a sexual type of weird way. They mix homosexuals with regular people so that they can get free lecture, which for homosexuals it's a free treat, and for men it's a pain. For some women it's a way of getting the world's attention. And around poverty and savages, poor with cars, poor with a modern slave type of life, they try to connect with me in order to talk or to send interactions to the world, which they don't know much about it, judging by their visual arts and the things that they do. I've been in the United States, and unfortunately, I didn't make much money, but I didn't understand anything here that they don't look the same, they don't think the same, and so that therefore they need to use one person to get to other people. They play nice and cool, nice and cute when they're in the street, when they're around other people, but when they go back to their houses and their warehouses where they are like conspiracy, they start over again. They become Satan, and then they start attacking others. They attack everyone. It's not only me. I know the future of what's going to happen. That's what they're interested on it, the utopia. Sometimes I think about talking about, sometimes I don't. Because, you know, if you, as more you tell savages what United States and other first country worlds will do, then they don't pay you, they don't help you, they don't do anything, they just make your life even worse. So you're just giving information for free. Sometimes I have to say it to let United States know that I'm concerned about my safety and my life. Safety is something really tricky. Brazilians, they're all together with organized crime, each and every one of them. These people do, what they do is that they don't do the things that they write on their own books. The demons and the creatures in Brazilian construction and I don't like to bring them to the table because, you know, I don't have a voice there, I already told you. Most of it is Afro-descendants. They're very cynical. There's a lot of nice people out there that are Afro-descendants, but most of them are involved with this type of activities. What they do is that they make sure that none of us raise to the top. As I'm speaking right now, whenever I speak, they will try to trick my thoughts. That's something that Satan does, to make me change the subject, to talk about, to trick myself to talk negativity about myself, not about what is going on and what is necessary to be said. That's what they do. First of all these people, it's in life, the whole planet, it's a waste of time. It's a puzzle that they did using Jesus Christ and the Bible, scriptures and prophecies and so on. But they change as we find out, as we understand possibilities. They shape themselves into something else, but they keep staying the same demons, the same criticism, the same gossip, the same rumors and everything else. There is no bad word to describe them. There doesn't exist a bad word that describes this type of people. Trust me when I say it. All of them, the planet, it's for a little child will know that the planet is you are born, you study, you go in school, you graduate, you get married, you have like a youth, you get married, you work, you save, you this, you that, and you die. Brazil is not like that. At least with me, it's not. Every single man in the entire planet, it's positioned himself or themselves on a major, and then they work with each other. They make tons of offices, TV, organized crime, gossip, and everything else to try to entertain savages and poverty with my presence. Sometimes they call me God, sometimes they treat me like Jesus, sometimes they when they are mad they try to make human beings believe that we are the Satan when we're in a certain situations. That's why there's a lot of suicidal. A person is there cornered in a cross, an invisible cross, which is the situation that the person is facing. Then this type of creatures, they increase the markings and the usually children can be very evil. Children after descendants can be extremely evil. When you're in your worst position, they try to make you feel even worse. When you're about to kill yourself, then they try to save you, to say that they are saviors. There's ton of strategies that human beings and demons do to try to trick you, to fake, to make you believe that they are gods, that they are the God that you've been talking to, if you had talked to. The people that never spoke to God, the situation will be even worse for you. For us that grow up talking to God and praying all that, not that we are religion or anything like that, it's just our subconscious will guide that way. It's difficult. Imagine for you that do not know what we are talking about. You that are atheists, it must be a living hell. Because me, look at me, I don't have any friends, and most of them, they're all part of a conspiracy. So who am I gonna talk to? The nature? The nature is manipulated by them. They manipulate nature. Our way of speaking, they manipulate. Our body expression, our facial expression. There's always someone, when your family is not manipulating your facial and your body expression, Afro descendants are. That's why we change. That's why we sometimes we act like certain person or this and that, because they are claiming our bodies. I let them do, like I don't do anything about it once because it's a spiritual war fight, and I'm not gonna waste my time because I know who is doing it, and I think it's pathetic. I think that this person might envy me or might like have such a loss towards me that they have to live in my body, because I don't do that. If it was the opposite, I would be copying that person, or I would be following those type of people as my role model, and I'm not. They kind of make in a way that I am the one. I might even need them, but like they making it appears that I'm envying them, or I want to be them or something like that, because they want to show. That's what Satan does. He want to show himself itself on us, in us, so that they can play with each other like behind the scenes, making fun of us. Many of us, like in the movie theaters, comedies, which are all controlled by Afro descendants. As we speak, they are creating materials to gossip and make comedies about us and all that. That's all they done all this life. Like when I watch a comedy, and I used to watch when I could not speak English, is to watch and I could understand a little bit. I was like have a blast. But now that I speak English, the comedy's changed. Now every time they start talking about their comedy, which is kind of cool. Sometimes smart politicians. Then all of a sudden they start sending in directions towards me. So there I know that they are like, okay, now it's time for me to go. Why? Because they changed life after my life when I was in the United States. Now everyone is a part of that. Every TV talks about the interactions that they send. It's like glimpse of my ex-wife, which is the puppet, the main subject that they use to attack me 24/7. a person that I don't see several years, which is dear to me, but I don't know what it is about. They talk about her, they talk about me, they talk about for descendants that were parasites of my life for 10 years when I was there, the parasites that are trying to get into my life now. Each and every person that is involved in my life now these days, not my friends, but lawyers, neighbors, people from the corner, and this and this and that, they're all put there for a reason, for a purpose, to represent Gutenberg media, or to start problems, or to help my backstabber brother to steal everything from me, because that's the game. Everything they have a games, many games. It's so stupid, and I even think it's worth it telling you. In their little world, I care. In their little world, I mind. I will stop everything I'm doing to care about the next conspiracy they're doing. I'll tell you what the conspiracy is going to be like this. I was here. They destroyed my childhood. They tried to manipulate my youth to justify homosexuality, which was going to be a big topic for them, a very difficult, detailed topic for them. The homosexuals they control clothing, they control housing, they control architecture. Every time I start noticing when I used to do housekeeper or other things dealing with the house, I used to notice that every children's toys look like a dick. I was like, what the heck? I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be thinking that way. And there's always someone they always have an explanation, and they always try to put someone behind the scene to make a comment of what I'm thinking or saying. They're literally playing gods. Then I started noticing that all their architectures of housing were kind of like towards of homosexuality, and I started making research. All the guys that run the business were homosexuals. Nothing against them, but it's funny that the whole entire design is to push you to realize that no, okay, I am gay or something like that. That's the whole point. I remember one time ago, I tricked my mother. I was making videos, like my videos were. I was trying to understand videos still. Then I pretend I was fighting with someone in online, and watch my mother, because my mother, it's the worst parasite of my brain anyone can ever imagine. She will not let her go. Only after she's dead. I made the test, and she does not leave the mind of her own. It's just something that she really claimed my body. It's really weird, and because I have a lot of affection towards her, I do not go harsh, but I just pretend she's not there. But she's there every single millisecond of my life. She's minding my business. But I remember when I first noticed this, I was like, oh, this person is in me. She's like, she's leaving my subconscious. She's a parasite of my brain. So I made because I noticed that she was also into this conspiracy against me of homosexuality. I pretend I was fighting online, because she doesn't know much about online. Then she was paying attention. She was like really focused on me. Then I put an ad on something like on Facebook or something like that with some stranger that was like arguing with me. I said, okay, then I am gay. She was in peace, and she was so, all of a sudden she started like doing other things, and she's like, I'm like, okay, this is the point. This is that's their aim. So that's when I find out. And there's many other clues that I came about to understand that that's not only with me. The entire planet has a schedule for men. Some men will be the supposed 300, that they try to be 300. Supposed 300, they will be like one mass man conspiracy tight bubble. The others will be molested when child, chased at school, and pressured, and then come out from the closet, which isn't that popular. That's not how I think about homosexuality, how it's done. But that's what they do, like savages and Brazilian demons. Most of them are demons. Most of them are savages in their interior. They might have a nice car or like some duplex organized crime housing, but they're all demon. Then after they do this, they will isolate this person. Society society will isolate them from like manly activities. If you do many activities, men will make fun of you about every single thing until you cannot take it anymore and then you will give up. You have to really focus and rely on your right side of your brain, masculine side of your brain, and you have to, when you're in this situation, you will have to find strength in anything. Books, letters, trees, animals, a bird can help you from Brazilian organized crime, demons, and so on, everywhere else in the world when they start attacking you. That time will come to you. You might make fun of me right now, you do not understand, but I've been through many times and I know what it is. Brazilians, they have bubbles of fat men. He's not that fat, but he's fat like he's like a the description of this type of demon is really harsh. He's a type of a guy that he tries to be a fighter and he stays on each corner of every littoral mountains, jungles. He dominate all the youth criminals. He has a foot on jail, and he's the one that pressured the criminals to mess. So it's a wave of family provocation, demons, Afro-descendants, Zulu tribes, criminals in school. They harass children, so they push children to go looking for answer at you, after you. Then children will become used to getting help from us, and they will like stop bugging them. Will stop bugging the ones that help them. It's all crazy. This is what they do. Every time we're speaking, they are criticizing, they are making us to stay down because they do not want us to find help. They give orders not for you not to click on my videos so that my video never get viral. If you click and my video get famous, they will end with YouTube. That's how they think. That's how they do. They are trying to use us as a free schooling, as a free mind expanding. What they're gonna do is in the future, they will switch children on Martin date and Martin and date. I forgot how to say it. At the hospital. They will switch the newborns, and then families, supposed families, will make deals with each other for future references and crimes and new conspiracies. The guys that, like myself, they are left behind, I call them Jesus. I call them left Jesus because for example, me, I'm looking really good for those type of guys. Most of the guys, they are alcoholics. They are in Cracolândias. They are on drugs and cokes, and they're puppets of traffic. They're puppets of women. They're puppets of landlords. They're puppets of ghetto, favela. They're puppets of all types of nasty Brazilian conspiracy leaders. As I don't get involved anymore, I stopped getting involved for maybe like 20 years ago when I noticed that I was alone and the possibilities of demons and humans look life within me. So I thought, okay, so I only have the Lord. I don't have anyone else. Even if anyone that comes approach us saying like meaning single people, whoever approaches us, it's sent by demons, by Afro-descendants, by social and local conspiracy. Any single person that you know in this lifetime, it's doing something behind your back. All of them disappear in the morning to go somewhere else, and they're all talking to each other, deciding who's going to die next, who's going to be the next homosexual, who's going to be the next puppet, who's going to be the next guy this, and who's going to be the next guy that. They sell modern slave with each other, between each other. I've seen it. I've seen so many things that they do. They're so creepy that sometimes I'm even scared of saying this in video. But that's what they're going to do. They're going to switch you at the hospital when you're newborn, because the entire planet always expect for Jesus, a newcomer of a Jesus. which is another BS that they kind of feed uh, analphabets and children and many people. These people expect for Jesus. Meanwhile, society make Jesus out of other men, single men, and so on. Because why? Because they don't want men to be clean. They don't want men to be neat. If men are clean and neat and healthy, men will start wearing suits, and that's no good. Men wearing suits will bring business to regular people like myself. That's not good. Snobs don't like rich people, rich poor people. Snobs don't like poor men driving a car. When we are working on the things that we have to do and the things that the books tells us to do, which is fix our homes and all that, they are at the beach, they are playing, they are exercising. Why? Because they want to make sure that we stay that way. They don't want us to have quality time. If you research for Mexicans and Aztecas, you will understand what I'm talking about. There's a frame time for each one of us to enjoy life, but demons and snobs, they don't want that. Excuse me. They want you a slave for the rest of your life. Soon enough, they will create a spot for you that you're going to understand and believe that the only thing you can come to this life to get, it's a house, a small house. If you notice, the houses are going small now. You don't see big houses anymore. The big houses, the owner of big houses, he's such a like stupid goof. He thinks he's God. The houses are going small now. They're going to create a spot for regular people that you're gonna come to this life and you're gonna buy a house, a car, and have a $14,000 reais as retirement plan. That's all you're gonna make in this lifetime. All the musical events, all the actors and artists, anything that TV that you see making money and being famous is controlled by one girl. It's called Heather. In the future will be even worse. She will control musicians and bands and everything else. She is now trying to control us from distance through TV. She tried to control us through TV, through her hostess, which will become even more demanded women. They are really hot. They're really extremely good looking, but they are just like nothing. That like, what do they do to better our lives? Nothing. I call them shallow. It's a group of people that separate regular human beings from like extremely good looking people, even people that are customized to be extremely good looking, to push you to leave the room wherever you are because of your image. For those that do not accept your own body and the image that God gave it you. What else? There will be more and more and more war because what happened is it doesn't matter if you wake up. Every time we wake up, we renaissance, but it doesn't matter because right next day there will be homosexuals, Afro-descendants, and Ghetto and Zulu tribes. Organized crime outsources construction around us, and they collect our childhood ghosts, demons, and our concerns. 24/7 they collect our concerns. If you start getting worried about something really small inside your house, they are collecting that information, they are giving it away, or they're keeping to use against you in future reference. When you go in the bathroom, they will make noise to make sure that you know that they're watching, so that you stop doing your physical necessities peacefully, which would be better for you instead of doing it stressed out. That's what they're working on. Most demons, most Afro-descendants, most organized tribe, Zulu tribes, ghetto or outsources. What they do, what they want to do is not steal your house from you. What they want to do, they want to keep you there, but they want to have access. Without you inside, it's not funny. They want to sit, most of ghetto want to sit on your father's chair. They want to use your father's computer. They want to jump inside your mother's bed. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they pound on those constructions 24/7. They don't have an address of their own. They invade little lands on top of hills around you, and then They buy like a black plastic bag, and they create shelters, like a getaway shelters. They are extremely nice and helpful with people around them so that they can stay there. Then they go out to capitals and cities to look for work. And then when they're working, they will attack the people locally. They will first look for children, which are the people that will give us away for free, like by any gifts they will give you away. They will sell you short. After they buy all the children with things and goodies, they will start harassing women, the local women that is around. They harass women so that women will start fighting with family and all that, and end up leaving the house. When they leave the house, those demons will get them and take them to crime, which will force them to dance for free and all that, because they are trying to create an invisible Dubai for themselves as crime, on top of the hills of organized crime, traffic of drugs, drug trafficking. Then after they switch you on the Martin Day at the hospital, there will be a utopia for United States. Will be only few. This is so old. They even show this on YouTube. I remember when I first was a struggle. I remember they were building houses in the hill, but it's not. It's different areas and will be camouflaged. So when you go there, you get murdered. It's the what I know about that they will not be living in the old houses that we used to know. There used to be a bunch of circles and bubbles of the United States with real estate. They might be talking on TV and fake news towards you. You might be thinking they're there, but they're not there. Their houses are not there anymore. There's no United States anymore. There's only Trump, which is a puppet. Now they're trying to involve Putin, which is Russian. We never heard about the man. Now he's constantly in the scene. There's a lot of Arabics now because Dubai. They wanna call people to go spend on hotels. Once again, I tell you, I think that the entire planet is trying to get me to teach them how to interact with most leaders of countries and leaders of religion. I know how. I think you should go back to school and learn about, or find your own religion. That's what they tell me, so I tell you that. But that's not my answer. My answer is, the reason why I don't talk about it is because the only thing you do, you send out blondes to the world to play traveling, but that's not how they're supposed to do. That's not what they're supposed to do. That's not how they should spend my money and humans' money. Go out, eat everyone's food, and then just like play GoPro and just not do anything, not change anything. That's why they get killed. That's why they get molested and murdered and so on. Because that's not what you're supposed to do. That's not what a shoe shine does. That's not what the world is expecting from Jesus or from blondes and from you make a blonde, you build blonde men in heading armies of the United States. He becomes a Superman, a $2 million man, and then you put a golden shoes on him, and then you send him to India, Africa, and everyone else. He learned everything about the entire planet, but he might share with us, but that's not what that's not what he's supposed to do. That's not what he is supposed to do. He's supposed to do what the books say he has to do. Not just play, I am God, I'm Jesus, but I'm a shoe shine Jesus. And I'm the only one that can travel for free and eat every tribe's food. Then what he does, he makes friendship with tribes. He plays Jesus. He plays a fighter. Sometimes he's extremely good fighter. In women's perspective, he's good looking. And then if you oppose him, he will become an asshole, because each one of them has this part of them. And he's still not having any idea what the Lord is. I know what the Lord is. He tries to be the Lord. He tries to be God. He tries to be Shushan. And the only thing he does is enjoy savages and demons' parties, eat their food, and then pose on GoPro for us, towards us. So it's saying like, oh, I can do this and you cannot. He wastes all the sponsors for kids. He throw he throw things away. He crashes sports cars. Everything, all the things that these people waste is not supposed to be that way. That's why they keep me down so that I speak about it. But I'm part of that. Those things are my benefits as well. I could I have the right to say those things because he's wasting my generation. He's wasting what is supposed to be shared to all of us, Then if we say they're supposed to share to all of us, he or his organization goes to Russia or Germany, and then they give an order to those crazy outsourcers to start building gigantic things and many things and all types of crazy things. And then they start, they make a machine to build crazy, crippled, weird things to show on YouTube or send to people's house. People receive those things. They have no idea what to do with it. That's not how you expand people's mind. You expand people's mind by gradually teaching them where you're gonna be. I know where I'm gonna be, even if you try to murder me in a way. But I know what I'm gonna be. What are you trying to do? I already lived. I already seen. I already done. I've been there with you when you were trying in the United States. I saw it, I understood. But at that time I didn't have that need to stop what I was doing to go look for land with you and start a new little American like behind the scene. I did not have that need. I always had a house, and I always had a car. I always had my own job before you all boycott my life. I saw you were trying to get you're getting lands. What you do, you like you a Baptist Tea Party fake church that plays nice and cute, but you were stealing from people. Your fathers become physicians. You give crazy orders to the world to build crazy things that will not benefit us. You know, you and me, we both know that we have just a period of time in this planet to just enjoy each other and eat nice food and then die. But no, you wanna entertain every single person. So you bring Zulu tribes to each spot to make life a living hell. Our feelings are not the same feelings as you. I know all the feelings of a human being can have, and the cultures of a human being can have. So you that are coming after this, you try to make our feelings and what we think into homosexual. Every single thing you people make it to a homosexuality subject. Sometimes when I look at a homosexual man, I even feel embarrassed for you people because he's not like that. At least I think he's not like that. We all have feelings. But most people out of Brazil, maybe you didn't grow up that way. Maybe you do not know feelings. When a man cry, you call him gay. When a man feel concerned, you try to steal from him. When a man are happy, you think you connect that into his riches and his economy. When a man is thinking about, like, his own body or reflecting about his body, and then there's always some stupid BS explanation that you create to try to tell human beings or society that they cannot feel. You cannot feel love. You cannot feel sad. You cannot think much. You have to keep working because why are you thinking? What do you think? It's like you don't allow people to think. You think that you cannot allow people to think. It's like my check match on you is not. It's not even the Holy Spirit. I not even bother the Holy Spirit to help me with your crap, with your organized crime worldwide. I not even bother it. I let it be there, whatever it is. My checkmate with you, I just tell you, what about people's free will? You forget about that. You try to play God, but you forget things that God would think about. You forget people's free will. You forget people, let's say, what else? People's basic human rights. I don't have my basic human rights. You as psychologist, you as doctor, you as you call yourself almost God. How you forget that? I haven't had human basic needs for 20 years from now on. Whenever I try to reach out to it, you use ex-wife against me. A person that is a prototype of your organized crime. When I try to reach basic needs of work, you use Afrodescendants against me. Why? Because you want me to crack good book, John's book for you, because you take everything for granted. So you needed me in a spot to help you to face things that you take for granted. That's what you do. That's what you did to me. That's what you're going to do to many children. When I watch children now, they're not the same as before. Children now are evil. They're evil and nasty. They're constantly attacking me and attacking other people. They play nice and cute when they're walking because they're, oh, someone worship me, please. But they're not like that. When they're in their indoors, they're attacking people. They are sending thought suggestion towards criminals to push obese women at the supermarket. They are sending, not only them, most of it, it's crazy. I can't point out one person, but there's a lot of people doing this. Most of you demons, most of you evil people, you are at home, sitting at home, getting a free food from some a crime that you did in the past. Then you just sit there eating and mocking people and laughing at TV because you're such a pig. And your children and your workers are sending out thought suggestion towards criminals and vagabonds to push obese women, to do homosexuality activity because your homosexuals cannot pick up a man just by flirting, so he needs to use other people. Most of you are scumbags. It's so sad that many of you are so smart and you can be that scumbag. You're such a scumbag. When I'm in my own privacy, I go like, where am I gonna go? Most of them are scumbags. Most of them are low life. Most of them are demons. There's nowhere to go. There's no solution. United States, it's like, what are you? You're fashion, and then you keep many Afro-descendants at the street in each corner to put people down or to steal from them or sometimes even help, which was in my case. Maybe you did that way so that I could not talk. But that's what you do. Most of you women never worked before. They are being born, turned into models. They go on TV, on Disney World TV. They brainwash children with their BS. They talk down to people, telling them like, I'm already there, you're never gonna make it. So then you make some, when you do not speak English, it's funny because you kind of like, oh, what a bad attitude out of like a little girls like that. That's why we laugh, but it's not cool now that I understand. Then when they're 15 to 17, they go join Afro-descendants, like, which is black people, rappers. They turn into rappers. And then they start like practicing music because they want to blow the year of us by singing some whatever whore song that she's practicing to. Sometimes it's a girl that comes from like a nice family or a very like a family that just want to make it in life. And then she will studies music, get like a nice fish, and then she gets into American Idol and she makes it. It's beautiful. We watch and she sings and sometimes we even cry. It's nice. But most of these women, that's what they do. They make cartoons, they stays on Disney World, they brainwash children to hate men, to hate single men, to hate me, and to be kind of equal and neutral towards homosexuality, and to build up a big bad attitude, and to humiliate poor people. That's what you teach them. And to give passes towards adults because they know we cannot do them, and also they can incriminate us like that. So they spend all day long giving passes, spiritual passes, sexual spiritual passes towards me and others. When you don't accept, when you do not acknowledge, they call you gay. When you do, they say that you harass them. That's what they do. They not even have kindergarten yet. They're already talking about harassment suits. Then after that, you work on Disney. Then you become a puppet of rappers, a prostitute of rapper, and then Mr. Nine will take you to fetish, and then he will beat the crap out of you. Then they will take pictures of you, make videos of you with your face afterwards, like all with your hair wet from just came in from like a fetish section, and then you expose that to the world. You think we're like, oh my God, that's Jesus. Then you go right back into persecuting people like me and others, and you go join in black people's mocking Hollywood media, and then you sit there, you learn a little bit about computer programming. All your computer programmers are gay. They make our image really bad. They make clones of us doing sex with men, with animals, and all the cartoons they destroy. First they do racism. If you're black hair like me, they will make your entire DNA bad online. Then they will make you into a homosexual online. Then they will make sure that you do not get the properly word to speak towards a intellectual person that will not listen to you. I could be sitting here telling you about many things really interesting that I know, but I don't think you're worth it to be shared with. I think that you need to be fixed. Most of you need to be fixed. Most of you are whores. You expecting a modern fashion opportunity, and then you talk down to us as if we were like less than you. You are extremely good looking. You are, in my heart, you are kind of God. I don't worship men. I worship the Lord and I worship God. But for me, when I see a gorgeous woman like most of you, like Victoria's Secret, in my intimacy, I go like, oh God, let me worship her as God, because that's not God. I don't know what God is. That's what I think in myself. But in a serious way, I cannot put you in a position of God, because there's other people, they wait on him. There's old ladies, there's children that don't even know what God is. There's abandoned people, there's lost people. Lost people. When you're lost, you don't think about God. You're lost. Your brain is shut. So it needs a second, and a third person to make you realize that you have to do something. It's just like an animal. An animal is like he loses his energy looking for. Giving you an example, an animal, it's in the jungle. He's looking, well, like a lion, for example. He's looking for a lion. Don't look for food. They bring food to him. But let's say a deer or something. A deer is looking for a food, and then it looks for food and never find. A deer is not a good example because he will find food. Let's say any other animal, like a big animal, that is search for food. Let's say a crocodile. He's looking for food. He can find food. If he goes too far, his energy will go away. All of a sudden, he will stop. So at that time, when you stop, it's the time when you're gonna die. That's if you don't have the strength to be like, oh, I have one more card that I can play. That's when things will shut. Your brain will shut. Our brain trick us. Sometimes, let's say, when we do something, certain things, there's other people setting thought-provoking on us. Sometimes I used to acknowledge, like, oh, how weird is this? I don't think that way. I would be like, going on and on and on. Now I know where it comes from, who is sending. People sometimes are so nasty, they relate poop with our taste. Eating, I would be just thinking about poop. I'd be like, wow, now I know it's thought-provoking. Now I know it's thought-suggestion. It's just unfortunate that I come to understand this now. I didn't grow up that way. My life was heaven. My brain was heaven. I never knew that humans were like that. But you close it up a point, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna switch you at the hospital, and then they will have a utopia. The rest of us will have to face demons and armies of betrayer people that will stab our backs, and will be very difficult. So mind your business. That's what I give suggest with you. I would suggest you mind your business, because you do not have time to excuse me, study what you gotta do in order to be safe when those times come, and still bother me. You don't have this time. Demons and Afro-descendants, they have tribes and armies of it because they want to take over the whole thing. Can I fight them? No. Can you fight them? No. What you can do, pretend they're not there. We used to live together, like all of us. We used to be friends. But back in the day, I did not know that they were planning to take our women, our homes, and everything else. That's why I distanciate myself. I would suggest you to be careful with Afro-descendants. Sometimes you will need them. Sometimes they will be your lawyers. Sometimes they will be your judges. Sometimes humans will put judges that you hate the most. That's why they study what you hate the most. If you start a racism campaign, whenever you have problems, that person will be your judge. That's what they do. That's what they did to me. That's what they're going to do to you. They make you fight with the entire environment, the entire planet, so that whenever you need to act physically, everyone will be against you. They murder people every single second. But if you push someone around, they will sue you. Take care.